Hey, groovy people. It's me, Jen. Just Zen Jen, I suppose. Today, as I woke up, I really felt, first of all, congested from all of the massive allergens in the air from the beautiful trees. Never had allergies before, but apparently, maybe I have them now. I'm feeling inspired to share something with you that I read a week ago when I was really struggling with my own, like, going back and forth between action and reaction to all of the things going on with my family, and trying to make decisions that could be permanent, and they really aren't permanent, and nothing is really permanent, and gosh, I need reminders of that, because sometimes permanency sounds really comforting, and so do a lot of strange things, like I don't know, some things just sound really good at the time, and and you think they're going to bring you some sort of peace, but then you end up thinking, no, they didn't work. So, to make a long story short, which I tend to do the opposite, I'm going to read this passage out of a book. I just was sitting in my room and I picked up a book that was on my shelf. And this is by Thich Nhat Hanh. He's, I believe, Zen. It explains, so I'll read it. Excuse my throat. Thich Nhat Hanh, poet, Zen master, and chairman of the Vietnamese Buddhist peace delegation during the Vietnam War, lives in exile in France. In this selection, he makes it clear how individual meditation practice is at the same time service to society. This is based on the central teaching of the Avatamsaka Sutra. So excuse my mispronunciations. Flower Ornament Sutra. On the interrelatedness of all things, which the sutra calls the net of Indra. Indra being the king of the gods in Indian mythology. The teaching of the interdependence arose directly out of the Buddha's account of his own enlightenment experience and became known as Pratitya Samutpadu, the interdependence of conditional origination of all things. See introduction to part 3. We won't do that right now. But anyhow, here we go. And lately I have started meditating, like just trying to think of beautiful things when my mind is thinking of far too many options, which is easy for me. Or just thinking of people, all my people, and love, and each time I think of them, then I feel the energy increase for good. So hopefully maybe we can all join together and do that. I believe it's probably more beneficial than all of the negative emotions we tend to falter, or the default we go to. Anyhow, meditation is not to get out of society, to escape from society, but to prepare for re-entry into society. We call this engaged Buddhism. When we go to a meditation center, we may have, which you could interpret as your church too, any church meditation center, may have the impression that we leave everything behind, family, society, and all the complications involved in them, and come as an individual in order to practice and to search for peace. This is already an illusion, because in Buddhism, there is no such thing as an individual. Just as a piece of paper is the fruit, a combination of many elements that can be called non-paper elements, the individual is made up of non-individual elements. If you are a poet, you will see clearly that there is a cloud floating in the sheet of paper. Without a cloud, there will be no water. Without water, the trees cannot grow. And without trees, you cannot make paper. So the cloud is in here. The existence of this page is dependent on the existence of a cloud. Paper and cloud are so close. Let us think of other things like sunshine. Sunshine is very important because the forest cannot grow without sunshine, and we humans cannot grow without sunshine. So the logger needs sunshine in order to cut the tree, and the tree needs sunshine in order to be a tree. Therefore, you can see sunshine in this sheet of paper. And if you look more deeply with the eyes of Bodhisattva, with the eyes of those who are awake, you see not only the cloud and the sunshine in it, but that everything is here. The wheat that became the bread for the logger to eat, the logger's father, everything is in this sheet of paper. The Avatamsaka Sutra tells us, which is, what is that, the flower? Tells us that you cannot point to one thing that does not have a relationship with this sheet of paper. So we say a sheet of paper is made of non-paper elements. A cloud is a non-paper element. The forest is a non-paper element. Sunshine is a non-paper element. The paper is made of all the non-paper elements to the extent that we return to the non-paper elements that we return them to their sources. The cloud to the sky, the sunshine to the sun, the logger to his father, the paper is empty. Empty of what? Empty of separate self. It has been made by all the non-self elements, non-paper elements, and if all these non-paper elements are taken out, it is truly empty, empty of an independent self. Empty is in this sense means that the paper is full of everything, the entire cosmos. The presence of this tiny sheet of paper proves the presence of the whole cosmos. That's pretty cool. I hope I didn't lose you yet. In the same way, the individual is made of non-individual elements. How do you expect to leave everything behind when you enter a meditation center? The kind of suffering that you carry in your heart, that is society itself. You bring that with you. You bring society with you. You bring all of us with you. When you meditate, it is not just for yourself. You do it for the whole society. You seek solutions to your problems not only for yourself, but for all of us. Leaves are usually looked upon as the children of the tree. Yes, they are children of the tree, born from the tree. But they are also mothers of the tree. The leaves combine raw sap, water, and minerals with the sunshine and gas and convert it into variegated sap that can nourish the tree. In this way, the leaves become the mother of the tree. We are all children of society, but we are all also mothers. We have to nourish society. If we are uprooted from society, we cannot transform it into a more livable place for us and for our children. Did you hear that? That's a good one. If we are uprooted from society, we cannot transform it into a more livable place for us and for our children. The leaves are linked to the tree by a stem. The stem is very important. I have been gardening in our community for many years, and I know that sometimes it is difficult to transplant cuttings. Some plants do not transplant easily, so we use a kind of vegetable hormone to help them be rooted in the soil more easily. I wonder whether there is a kind of powder, something that may be found in meditation practice that can help people who are uprooted be rooted again in society. Meditation is not an escape from society. Meditation is to equip oneself with the capacity to reintegrate into society in order for the leaf to nourish the tree. And I think that brings me back to the fact that we are all gurus, teachers to one another, and I really feel we're connected and not separate. And the more we bring out our separateness, the more miserable we become. And the more we attack things we don't understand, the more scary they become. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this reading. It's from An Introduction to the Buddha and His Teachings.